Hello pilots! Today I'm flying the F-15I from Israel. It's almost the same as the American F-15E, but with 120 extra countermeasures. I've heard it might be slightly more aerodynamic, but I'm not entirely sure about that. If you know, let me know in the comments below. The entire aircraft, from its engines to its radar and weaponry, is incredibly powerful, and no other plane in the game can face it. However, behind all this strength lies a tedious game style. During the early stages of BVR, I will truly need you to have the determination to keep watching, as this aircraft's gameplay revolves entirely around that. Alright, let's begin. To start, I'll need to take slightly more risks than I would prefer in order to make at least 2 shots. Now, we take advantage of the aircraft's insanely high speed to evade missiles as if we were a Blackbird, something that individual failed to do. Instead, they chose to test their luck by flying straight and ended up getting hit by a Fox 3. Unconventional shots, like the one I just made, are effective because the target's reaction time nearly triples before they begin defending against my missile. At first glance, it appears as though I'm aiming at something else. I feel sorry for that Harrier. He probably thought he had me, but my aircraft is simply relentless. I already considered the F-15C quite strong, and it should be somewhere between 14.0 and 14.7. This aircraft here is even stronger. If you're in favor of a battle rating adjustment for the top tier, what BR do you think the F-15E should be? Here is the reason why, sooner or later, it's beneficial to have an IR missile. I would never have shot down that guy with a 120. In this match, there were many high-altitude allies, so I decided to rush a bit lower to get closer to the targets first. Here, I have an opportunity to severely disrupt the enemy team's positioning because they think they can advance a bit further to launch their missiles, and I will ruin their plan. To be honest, even though I killed 1 or 2, those were targets that truly wanted to die because most of them were F-15Es. In an aircraft like that, you only die in BVR if you allow it. There are very few exceptions where you will actually die from a significant threat. Therefore, I don't really expect to kill anyone in these early stages of BVR, especially if it's this aircraft. Now, returning to the match, my team was still obliterated, despite the advantage and pressure created at the beginning of the game. But it's not as if we were expecting logic from top-tier players, right? I am in a classic one versus all situation here, and I have already located most of the enemies from the opposing team. The closest one was this guy, and I need to eliminate him as quickly as possible before I encounter the others. Since he is flying at a low altitude, and I can engage from an angle where multipathing isn't very effective, it shouldn't be too difficult to secure this kill. Well, this Gripen was truly unexpected. I will just fly in a straight line so that the J-10 can assist me. I just need to stay alert in case he launches any missiles. I hope that 9M was a bluff, because there is no way it was going to hit me. I don't know how, but the J-10 didn't see the Gripen behind me. I tried to create the best possible condition for the J-10 to engage the Gripen. Now, I need to stay alert to defend him from the upcoming enemies. I'm putting all my hopes on the J-10 in this 1v1. Great. The J-10 made a mistake with me at the beginning, but we made a good duo. His debt to me is settled. Now I'm facing a single enemy, but I saw on the RWR that the last opponent is a hell duck, so I'm going to take the risk and engage anyway. This was quite simple. I just needed to save my missile for the right moment to use it as a bluff. The bluff is meant to allow me to continue closing in a way that I can defeat him in a dogfight. Therefore, I managed everything in such a way that firing a missile became extremely difficult. This time, there aren't many targets high, so there's no reason for spam rams. We'll focus solely on this guy, or whatever he's doing there, and maybe any other nearby threats. I'm free to maneuver as I see fit here, so I'll immediately point the nose towards the danger. I feel sorry for this guy. The missile is going to fall on his head like a meteor. With the radar's incredibly fast scanning capability and the speed at which it operates, it's obvious that you'll be able to do this kind of thing, covering a massive area of the map in mere seconds and still achieving a 50% accuracy rate with your shots. If that's not overpowered, I don't know what is. Observe. Now there's only this poor soul left, desperately trying to jay out at the airfield. Witness the psychological torment this individual will endure until the moment of their demise. May God have mercy on you, brave warrior. You fought valiantly until the end. Well, I did exactly the job a Strike Eagle was meant to do, but it doesn't always pay off. It just takes a little planning from the players when positioning themselves. I didn't know exactly how many enemies were heading toward my airfield, so I needed a bit more altitude and speed to be able to take more aggressive actions. I knew there was an enemy at the first airfield, and I couldn't let the more distant enemy land. I was waiting for the right moment to strike both, and all of this required precise timing to work. Well, luckily, the first missile I fired hit its target. I launched it to force him into a defensive stance, but it ended up taking him out. Luck? Misfortune? Skill issue? Well, I don't know, I just know it worked. Well, gentlemen, that's it for today. Do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Is there something that works better for you? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Until next time, Karma out.